Holy poop. Imagine being so good at making babies, they ship you to Australia to make more babies. This is called Fuji Kiseki, the original illusionary triple crown of Umamusume from Furix. If I pronounce that correctly. But that's cool, I'm excited.
In the world of horse racing, there are several instances of horses who retired far too early. Whether it be due to injury or a tragic passing, these horses were unable to truly display their talent with the duration of a full racing career. Silent Suzuka and Agnes Tachyon are two well-known examples in the Umamusume fandom.
Yeah,
However,
they got injured.
one more shining star amidst these what-if stories. An Uma who would be the source of inspiration for Jungle Pocket, one who dazzled the audience and took the racing world by storm. This is the story.
I want to know more about Fuji, so I'm very excited for this video.
Star. Fuji Kiseki was born on April 15, 1992 at
Look at that, it's so... Ooh, that's pretty.
The Shadai Farm, as mentioned in past videos, is a major center for the world of Japanese horse racing.
Excuse me.
This farm is run by the Yoshida family. Most notably, this farm would be instrumental in elevating Japanese horse racing with the acquisition of Sunday Silence in 1990. Sunday would be Kiseki's sire, and the sire of over 1,500 foals.
1,500 babies!
Was an incredibly strong racehorse from America who would be Japan's leading sire for over a decade. Even in modern day, his lineage acts to shape the racing world. In addition to Sunday Silence,
I don't know why it's wild for me to know like horses have so many babies. I mean, they're animals, so I guess like breeding is kind of natural. It's just like when I hear like 1,000 babies, it's just like, how many horse babies that is?
Kiseki's dam was Mill Racer, an American mare who had a brief racing history before venturing to Japan as well. In Umamusume, Fuji Kiseki and Jungle Pocket grow close alongside one another. For Pocket, it's Kiseki's guidance in her darkest hour following Tachyon's retirement, and for Kiseki, it would be aiding Pocket in achieving a dream that she could never reach. This bond, much like many others in the series, are based on...
Always makes a lot of kids, yeah.
Both Jungle Pocket and Fuji Kiseki shared a lot of similarities in their racing.
You should definitely watch the anime on your own time, Nobi. It's such a good anime.
Saito, being the main two horses at Saito's stable. Yomoji
like the animation goes wild.
Horse owner by Zenya Yoshida after approaching Yoshida.
Thank you for the hydration stuff. Hey, yo, Snowfall.
These words of encouragement the future of Saito's career, officially becoming a registered racehorse owner in 1992. Following the establishment of his title as an owner, Saito would acquire Kiseki directly from the Shadai farm through one of various private sales the estate has. Even long after establishing himself as a racehorse owner, Saito still fondly recalls the early days of his career, describing the elation he felt when purchasing.
Why is the stream quality this bad? I'm pretty sure the weather isn't this bad. It's not a thunderstorm, it's just rain. I won't lie, it's funny to find a friend of mine Scotty for watching Shonen called the dumb zoom, but she has a smug look telling me what Umamusume is better. I mean, Umamusume is great. Umamusume is great. I'd say Umamusume is pretty great. It's like, it's really cool because they're based off like real horses and real events. They just like adapted to anime form, which I think is absolutely amazing. For like, especially like historical like stories that you wouldn't like experience otherwise if it wasn't for like the anime or the story, for like retelling it. Like it's still like in reality in a way, but it still like retells the story in a way where it's like palpable, I guess is the word. I don't know what's good. Words are hard.
The state has. Even long after establishing himself as a racehorse owner, Saito still fondly recalls the early days of his career, describing the elation he felt when purchasing a new horse and the process of naming that followed. A common practice in Japanese horse racing is using a prefix for all horses owned by a certain group or individual. Examples of this are the Mejido and Simbali horses, named after the farm they were born on. Saito instead aimed to have a deeper meaning behind the horses he acquired. He wanted to first incorporate his hometown of Fuji City and a meaningful term alongside naming Kiseki. Seeking advice from a friend knowledgeable in minerals, Saito came to settle on the name Fuji Kiseki, which would pay honor to Saito's hometown with Fuji. and with Kiseki translating to miracle or glittering stone. With this naming scheme, Saito hoped that Kiseki's career would be miraculous, creating a horse who would shine and traverse a glorious path throughout the course of their career. This term, Kiseki, would also be a direct visual representation
Like,
of
look at the
Kiseki,
animation.
being the shining stone on the necklace.
Like, that's from the movie.
Film. This not only is a direct reference to the name Fuji Kiseki, but also pays a subtle nod to the legacy Pocket carried on in honor of the Uma she admired so much. Pocket always carried the stone with her, and only when she faced extreme hardship following Agnes Tachion's retirement did the stone show signs of imperfection, a direct contrast to the word Kiseki's meaning. Only through Fuji Kiseki would Pocket regain herself, continuing the legacy left behind by her senior. With such a meaningful history behind his name, Kiseki would be paired with Sakai Watanabe, who would act as Kiseki.
Look at that horse.
and
He's like,
Masayoshi Ebina for his
The horse is like,
While training Kiseki, Watanabe stated that he suspected he'd start slowly due to a struggle with getting Kiseki out of the gate. Even with this bump in training, Watanabe had faith in Kiseki's ability to be able to spurt down the final straight. Win or lose, they wanted to see how Kiseki would perform, treating this 1200-meter debut as a mile race despite the difference in distance. Alongside Watanabe, Ebina would
look at them
also see
go.
firsthand
Yeah, it's like
how capable
we call it.
Kiseki was in
It
the
is
race.
such good quality
Every time
animations.
the horse would move so quickly and smoothly that he had to do little to
Like the
control
first
it.
2 seasons may be
Even
questionable.
with the short distance of
The quality is
Kiseki,
still alright,
both Watanabe and
but once you
Ebina
get
said
past
that
like the second
Kiseki still
season,
had a lot
holy
left to
shit, the
sing.
animation goes
He would
hard.
sprint in mile races as if he were walking. With all these impressive feats, even prior to his debut, the belief was there that Fuji Kiseki could have a possibility to win a race in the classics.
Look
On
at her,
August
she's so
20th,
pretty.
1994,
Oh, he.
Fuji Kiseki would enter the gate for his debut race, despite being at the back of the pack, and a slight mishap occurring on the race course.
Oh,
Kiseki would pull ahead and secure the first win of his career. He not only win this
did
race,
he fall?
but win with over 5 lengths over the second place
Wait,
horse.
was that
He
Fuji?
not only race course,
I think it was.
despite being at the back of the pack, and a slight mishap occurring on the
Oh, that
race
wasn't him.
course,
That was someone else.
Kiseki would
Okay.
pull ahead
Hopefully
and secure
they're
the first
okay.
win of his career. He not only win this race, but will win with over 5 lengths over the second
Oh,
place
wow.
horse, Shell Queen.
Look at that
Just as
length.
his trainer and jockey had predicted, Fuji Kiseki showed a display of dominating power with his maiden debut. From an early age, Kiseki was highly evaluated as a top horse from the first crop of Sunday Silence offspring, and winning his debut, Watanabe and Saito wanted
I
to
would say,
see
seeing
his
Echo de
strength
Paz as a name of the horse could also be funny.
Instead of securing
Yeah.
sprint races,
And she
Kiseki
also
instead aimed
also do like
in the most
Spanish like
stakes,
sentences
uneven
too
mile
within the
long race
game.
called
Is also really funny.
October. This race would pit Kiseki
I think you
against the
actually
first
like her.
rival he'd faced in his short career, Tayasu Tsuyoshi. In addition, Ebina would not be jockeying Kiseki in this race either.
Oh yeah.
Instead, Kiseki would be jockeyed by Koichi Tsunoda, the jockey who'd ride Kiseki for the remainder of his racing career. Just like his debut, Kiseki would stay mid-pack for a majority of the race and begin to advance approaching the final homestretch.
Look at him
Unlike his
go.
debut, Tsuyoshi would pursue, quickly tailing as they approached the finish line.
Ooh.
Keeping the lead, Kiseki would pull ahead of Tsuyoshi, claiming his second win barely by a half length.
I love
over
the
the
English.
distance. This result would
Yeah.
also be a record time
It's
of
funny.
1 minute 35.5 seconds. As the year
Ooh.
came to a close,
Oh, look at him. He's so happy.
for Kiseki to participate in that would solidify him as one of
Oh, he's so happy. Look at him.
This
Look at
race
him,
would
though.
be the Asahi
His little
High
strut.
Sansei Stakes, which is considered as the most competitive race for 2-year-olds in Japanese horse racing. By aiming to win this race, Fuji Kiseki
Holy
would
shit, the
prove
stream
his strength
quality.
over other horses of
Thank
his
you for the
age
stretch.
bracket. A lot was on the line not only to continue Kiseki's winning streak, but also to make a statement. Kiseki, being the first crop of foals by Sunday Silence, had the opportunity to usher in a new era of racing, showcasing the strength this new dominant lineage would bring to Japan. This race, held on December 11, 1994, will also have Kiseki race against Ski Captain, another strong contender who'd be seen as a rival at this point in Kiseki's career. Not
Oh.
only would this be Fuji
Horse
Kiseki's
rivalry.
first state-graded race, but it would also be his first G1 participation as well.
Horse rivalry's real.
The display of confidence Watanabe had for a strong performance.
Look at him. He's so cute.
Kiseki had performed the same as his previous 2 races, keeping his pace and accelerating at the final corner. This would be the closest race yet, with Ski Captain quickly gaining on the lead position.
He is
Barely
committing a
by
gold chip.
head, Fuji Kiseki would win the Asahi.
Oh wow, that horse is fast.
Solidifying his position as the strongest 2-year-old horse of 1994. 3 starts
Wow.
and 3 first place finishes. Needless to say,
Uh,
the string of victories were already impressive. Fuji Kiseki ended 1994 undefeated, with big plans entering his 3-year-old year to have him participate in the classic races for the Triple Crown. It would come as a shock to no one that at the beginning of the year in 1995, Fuji Kiseki would enter the Yayoi Show. As a quick refresher, the Yayoi Show is widely seen as a precursor race to the Triple Crown series. By this point, Fuji Kiseki had become a star in the racing world, and just like his name, continued to shine on the racecourse. Fuji Kiseki was the overwhelming fan favorite to win this race as well. This strong support came from the undefeated history in 1994, and from the highly regarded pedigree of Sunday Silence. Fuji Kiseki would claim a victory by 2.5 lengths over Hokkai Roseo, cementing his status as a strong contender for the classic Triple Crown. This race would show Japan Fuji Kiseki's brilliant performance and clearly be reflected in beginning of a new era. The way the anime displayed the captivated audience and the elegance with Fuji Kiseki's performance, the sheer dominance on the racecourse, the tension and the payoff all seemed to reflect this race perfectly, right down to the emotional reaction of Kiseki's trainer, Tanabe, overwhelmed by emotion seeing how far her career had come. Unfortunately, just like many horses we've covered before, the final curtain call would come early for Fuji Kiseki's career.
Oh, that's
After
sad.
the Yayoi Show, a training schedule was set to have Kiseki participate in the Satsuki Show, the first leg of the Japanese Classic Triple Crown series. Before
Look at her
proper training and
shine.
conditioning could begin, it was discovered that Kiseki had a bowed tendon, effectively ending his racing career. This not only caused Kiseki to retire early, but once more left a yearning by fans who would never be able to see future races from their favorite horse. Fuji Kiseki was only beginning to enter the prime of his career, with
That's sad.
horses reaching their peak around their 4-year-old year. The Yayoi Show was only a taste of what Kiseki was capable of, and now all the audience could do was wonder what could have been.
It's like a what if
Even though Fuji
situation.
Kiseki's career ended abruptly, just like many instances we've seen before. Through that retirement, a new legacy would be created. Witnessing Fuji Kiseki race, Jungle Pocket would be inspired to become an Umamusume just like her, aiming to amaze her audience with a display as magnificent as the race she witnessed at the start of the film. She doesn't only look up to Kiseki, but Jungle Pocket absolutely adores her. Despite her rough and blunt exterior, when around her senior, Pocket's competitive nature melts away. Most notably, with her tail wagging.
I love that. It's cute.
Umamusume, Fuji Kiseki considers the classic Triple Crown as her ultimate
Holy
stage.
poop, sorry.
Her eccentric personality and motifs of stage performances are inspired by her mother, who was a stage actress in the world of Umamusume. Just like her mother, she aims to captivate the audience with a dazzling display of power while racing. Kiseki also is described as a natural-born leader, and always does her best to care for her fellow Umas, who she affectionately refers to as her darling ponies. In Umamusume Pretty Derby, Fuji Kiseki's unique skill is called Lights of Vaudeville, only acting to heighten her yearning for this ultimate stage, and her ability to dazzle the audience with an amazing performance. When Kiseki retired due to injury, her trainer, Tanabe, would also retire from his training duties alongside her. It is only at the request of his beloved Uma that he comes out of retirement to personally train Jungle Pocket. In beginning of a new era, Tanabe and Fuji Kiseki have an incredibly strong bond, and are regularly seen together throughout the course of the film. Both act to aid Pocket and encourage her, even during her moments of hardship. This, as mentioned earlier, is a direct reflection of real-life events. Trainer Tanabe is modeled after Sakai Watanabe, who had trained both Jungle Pocket and Fuji Kiseki. To Watanabe, he saw training Pocket as a clear successor to a career that Kiseki could never continue, acknowledging the legacy that could be formed with Pocket's career. This is heavily symbolized in the movie with Jungle Pocket's victory at the Tokyo Yushun, a race which Fuji Kiseki failed to participate in, and subsequently failed to claim a victory for her beloved trainer. Even though we eventually see Kiseki train to enter future races, this unfortunately would be another instance of a happy ending to her career in Umamusume. That line in the film of being a far cry of what she once was hit so much harder after you realize just how promising her career could have been. In retirement, Fuji Kiseki became a breeding stallion,
Of
having
course.
a total of 1,876 foals.
1,800 babies.
Kiseki would be an extremely successful sire in both Japan and Australia. Fuji Kiseki would travel between Japan and Australia to ensure
Imagine being so good at making babies, they ship you to Australia to make more babies. That's just funny.
that a constant flow of mares could be bred alongside him. This only
Oh yeah, why is it lagging outside? Okay. Coolios. Imagine being so good at making babies. They ship you off to somewhere else to make more babies.
successful sire in both Japan and Australia. Fuji Kiseki would travel between Japan and Australia to ensure that a constant flow of mares could be bred alongside him. This only acted to keep the influence of Sunday Silence alive. Some notable names sired from Fuji Kiseki include Kinshasa no Kiseki, who won multiple G1 races, Isla Bonita, who would
Isla
be
Bonita.
Japan's best 3-year-old colt in 2014
What?
after winning the Satsuki show, and Kane Hikili, a successful dirt horse who would win the Japan Cup Dirt twice in 2005 and 2008. Fuji Kiseki would live out the remainder of his life until December 28, 2015, where he
Rip.
died at the age of 23 from a cervical spine injury. By this point, Kiseki had been relocated back to the Shodai farm in 2011. He may have not been able to compete in the classic Triple Crown, but Kiseki still left his mark on the racing world. He'd been the first G1 winner sired by Sunday Silence, and just like his sire, had ushered in countless new foals with an incredibly successful breeding career. A racehorse who showed immense strength and speed, captivating an audience with a dazzling display of potential and dominance, personified in Umamusume as a kind and helpful Uma with one simple goal: to perform on the ultimate stage and make her mark on the racing world. One who, just like her name, shined brighter and brighter with each victory, and even with a career crushed by injury, will lead to inspire a new generation of Umas to come. Did you enjoy this video, and who should I cover next? Be
Oh,
sure
it
to
is such a
leave
good video. Yeah, it's such a good video. Yeah, it's so. Yeah, the like, what is situation for Fuji? It is really sad. Like, he had like potential to like win G1 races like Cynthia Rudolph, but like the fact that he got injured before he could, like the what if he could achieve his dream is like hanging like over his head and the fans' heads. Yeah, that gotta suck. I love the storytelling that Umamusume has.